Good morning, children. Once again, I welcome to the new video. In this, we are going to discuss about the verification of Ohm's law. Earlier, the Ohm's law and its statement was discussed. Its formula also given. That Ohm's law, it is I proportional to V, that is the current flows through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference applied across it at constant physical conditions. That what are that constant physical condition? They are also going to be discussed. This I proportional to V, and it can also be written as V proportional to I, can also be written. For mathematical relation, it can be written. If we write I proportional to V, here the constant should be 1 upon R into V. If we write V proportional to I, the constant should be V equal to Ri, or it can be IR. So anyhow, both are correct, but the basic fundamental, the main relation is I proportional to V. On the basis of this relation, we gave the statement. The current flows through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference applied across it at constant physical condition. That is the statement of Ohm's law. So V equal to Ri, or it can be written as V equal to IR. That the potential difference is equal to product of current and resistance. R is the resistance. From this, R was also written V upon I. R equal to V upon I. So the R, that is the proportionality constant in this relation, and that proportionality constant is known as the resistance. What is resistance? That we will discuss clearly in detail. Here resistance, but what actually the resistance, that must be mentioned here. Resistance, it is the inherent property of every conductor. Suppose I take, this is the conductor, this is the wire, and in this conductor the electric current can flow. That means the charges can flow from one terminal to another terminal. And here while the electric current is flowing through the conductor itself opposes the flow of electric current. That is the inherent property of every conductor. So the inherent property, or we can say fundamental property of a conductor to oppose the flow of electric current is known as the resistance. And this is the basic property of every conductor. We cannot say in this conductor it present, in other conductor it is not present. In all the conductors, this opposing nature, this resistance presents, and it play its role whenever we try to flow the current through it. Because by seeing the conductor itself, we cannot say whether the resistance exists or not. It can be felt, we can measure whenever we flow the current through it by applying some cell across it, by developing some potential difference across it. Then we can find it. So anyhow, so this is the resistance of every conductor. Resistance, that is the inherent property, and it is the basic property of all the conductor. And that resistance of every conductor is different. In some conductor, the resistance is low. In some other, it is high. If the resistance is low, then we say it is good conductor. It is good conductor. Low resistance, good conductor. High resistance, if it is high, then it is poor conductor or bad conductor. So we categorize the materials as good conductor, bad conductor, or we can categorize the material in terms of that conductor, insulator, semiconductor. In this category also materials classified. Okay. Now, the resistance of a given conductor, is constant, because here we got the relation. This is also experimental relation. Not only the theoretical relation, experimentally it is proved the I proportional to V. And that current I is flowing through it due to the potential difference applied across it. When we increase the potential difference, current increases, experimentally proved. And from that we get I R equal to V upon I. So this R equal to V upon I, that means the ratio of V to I, for a given conductor is constant at constant physical conditions. In this constant physical condition means so many physical conditions are there. But the main physical condition we consider, there are so many physical conditions. The main physical condition we consider is temperature. Consider temperature of this conductor. That means at a constant temperature also. We can say at constant temperature, the electric current flow through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference applied across it. This is also the statement of Ohm's law. So at this constant physical condition, V upon I, the ratio of V to I is constant. And this can be proved experimentally. When we prove it. And that gives the verification of this Ohm's law. Now we'll discuss about that verification of Ohm's law. See? So what we are going to verify? This is the verification of Ohm's law. So verification of Ohm's law means the ratio of V upon I is constant. This is constant. It should be verified. How it is to be verified? Here we are going to draw a circuit, electric circuit, because the Ohm's law is discussed, and in between we took some other topic, that was electric circuit and the symbols. In the last video I gave about the details of the symbols of various electrical component and the electrical circuit. Now here we are going to verify the Ohm's law, means V upon I is equal to constant. For this, let me take a cell. Suppose it may be cell or battery. I am taking a cell. This is the cell. The cell, it is having some potential difference. All the cells. Even in your home also you can find the pencil cells. In that, the potential difference is written on its surface. For a single pencil cell, it is 1.5 volts. Here I am taking that a single cell. And this single cell is going to be connected, because we want to find the ratio of V to I is constant, that is resistance. So resistance present in resistor. Any material which has some considerable quantity of this resistance, we call it as resistor. All the appliances, all the materials are having resistance. Any of the appliance can be taken, but for our practical purpose, we are taking a wire, a simple wire, which is having some considerable value of resistance. So the resistor is to be connected. So when that resistor is connected across the cell, the current flows through it. If I connect this resistor across this cell, the current flows through it. For the flow of current, the resistor oppose. Then how can we measure how much current is flowing through the circuit? For this, what is required? The device to measure the current, that is required. Here the current is to be, the device is to be connected, that is ammeter. The device which is required to measure the current, that is ammeter, is to be connected, that is connected, okay. So if these three components are connected in the circuit, continuously the current is flowing through this resistor and through the ammeter records the current. As we leave this circuit as it is, continuously from the cell the current is flowing, so the cell's energy is decreasing continuously, so in short time it will exhaust, it will become weak. So that makes the wastage of energy. To prevent the wastage of energy, what is required? We need a device. We need a device which can be break or make the circuit whenever we require. So that is key is required. Okay, key is required. Then, if we close the key, the electric current flows through the circuit. Okay. Now, once we close the key, suppose 2 ampere current is flowing through the circuit. 2 ampere current is flowing through the circuit, and that 2 ampere is measured by the ammeter. That's all. So by taking the single value, we are going